All right, so it's February 20th, 2026. And I just recently got back from Dallas, and it was a 4 day trip, but it's kind of like split into two parts. So the first 2 days, it was like, I guess, how I used to think or used to approach stuff. So I was still worried about work. Um, I was still kind of operating from a scarcity mentality. Um, I've started traveling, but it's like I'll try to maximize it. And at times I take it for granted that it'll be another trip, it'll be another opportunity. So it's like I be trying to do too much. I be trying to get too much value and all of that. So the first couple of days, I'm trying to get multiple too good to goes, and just trying to make sure that, hey, I'm out here. Let me do the stuff that I can do while I'm out here that I can't do back in Vegas. So the first night, I got too good to go from two different Chinese places. So one of them, it was like $4, and then they gave me like a whole thing of special fried rice, and it was good. Now that should have and would have been enough. Then but I got something else because again, I'm trying to get all of the value. So got some more Chinese food. Whatever I ate. But ultimately, I didn't feel good, so I ended up throwing up. Now this is where at least part of this, the point of this episode, right? So I threw up, and I know I had ate way too much. Oh, I know. I remember what I did. So the first day it was that the two Chinese foods, and I overate, and then the second day I actually ended up getting tickets to a comedy show off of VetTix. So I'm trying. I got a Too Good to Go. The show was at 7:30. The Too Good to Go pickup from this Mexican restaurant started at 5. So I'm like, all right, let me see how far it is. Go to the Mexican restaurant. Now I had 8 in the morning. Again, same thing. I don't even remember what it was. Oh, I ate the leftover Chinese food from the night before. I ate that, and I was really full. So I laid down probably around to take a nap, relax, because I wanted to go to the show. I didn't want to be tired. So I probably ate, it was after early afternoon, but when I woke up, I still was full from earlier. But because I got this Too Good to Go, so I go to the Mexican place, get that food, eat that. Now I'm like stuffed, right? I go to the comedy show, it's a 2 drink minimum. So I got a drink, and then I got a water. Drank that because they make you buy the liquid death or whatever. So drank that. By the time I got back to the room, again, I felt terrible. I overate. So I threw up again. Now, at the rate that I'm where I'm at with what I'm willing to do to get where I want to be, then I really reflected on that. Like, I've thrown up 2 days in a row because I'm not being disciplined, or I was trying to do too much or eat too much, having this scarcity mentality. Like, I got to get everything in these little couple days while I'm here. And then that made me shift to, okay, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not, if I go out of town, then I'm just going to get one Groupon, try one restaurant, see if I could find maybe a decent Groupon or Too Good to Go for like a treat place, whether it's ice cream or something like that. And, but reflecting on it, I found myself really looking at, okay, that's crazy for me to even do that, to be trying to force myself to eat all of that and whatever. But the other side of that is, but because I did it, I also see that I don't have to deal with the negative consequence of gaining weight. So Now I'm thinking about bulimia. So my father was bulimic. I don't think he ever said that directly to me, but my dad told me that he would binge and purge. And I thought he was crazy. And now I find myself, whereas back to back nights that I've essentially done this, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, if I'm willing to do that, then I have a choice to either develop my discipline to not do it, to not overeat, to not put myself in a position where I'm feeling terrible, where throwing up is an option or the best option for me to deal with the consequences of my lack of discipline, or I can develop the discipline to not do that. Because just being real, at this point, I am, like, they talk about greatness and athletes and, well, anything, that it's a sacrifice, and it's not all roses and candies and rainbows and all of that, because sometimes people have to make choices to do things that other people aren't willing to do, and make sacrifices, whether it's relationships, time, so on and so forth. Now, being in this situation, and really being honest with myself, that yeah, if I lack the discipline to not overindulge, then I am willing to throw up, to not have to deal with the negative consequence going forward beyond that night. So at that rate, now I'm in a position where I got two choices: either develop the discipline to not create the situation, or develop a disorder. Because that's what would happen if I continue to do that. That's being bulimic. So I was thinking about when I was young, they had us watch all of these videos, because I don't know how much they talk about it with the kids now, but I know when I was young, they constantly talked to us about eating disorders, primarily anorexia and bulimia. And I even remember movies they would show us, that had those elements in it to highlight. The one that stand out the most is, or the two examples that stand out the most, I guess it's three, because as I'm thinking of it, another one popped up. So one was a ballerina, and she was anorexic because she was trying to stay small, and it's a very competitive. I don't know, is ballet a sport? Whatever it is, competitive, right? So she was anorexic. She wasn't eating. She was hiding it from her friends, and bulimic. So when she did eat, she would throw up. And then it was another movie. It was about somebody that was running. It was always athletes. And then it was somebody who ran track, and they were bulimic. And then it was another one with a wrestler. Obviously, I can relate to that, because I know trying to make weight for wrestling, especially if you are really wrestling in a division where it's a hard cut for you. Some people develop bulimia or anorexia, but most of the time it's bulimia, because with wrestling, I think, it's still a certain element of you have to eat, because you have to train to develop your strength. It's combat sport, basically. So anyway, finding myself in this situation, I really had to take a look in the mirror and say, if I'm willing to throw up, if I'm not disciplined, then that's my choice, to be disciplined, because I would rather develop the discipline than to develop a disorder. And I know where my head is at right now. That's the road it would go down, because I'm tired of being overweight. I'm tired of carrying, all of this extra weight. I'm tired of living like this. I'm tired of looking like this. I'm tired of feeling like this. The things associated with being overweight, the challenges, all of that. So at the end of the day, choice come down to develop discipline or develop a disorder. And I'm choosing to develop my discipline, which is why I had to take a step back and make sure that I'm doing everything that I need to do for my well-being before I start worrying about something else.